Hello, hello, and I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Now this is a low-tier battle. Maybe it will be useful for our new players that are still in the low tiers. Low tiers are quite attractive, I would say, even though I haven't visited for a long time. I will be in the Phra Ruang, the Pan-Asian destroyer. Very nice, agile ship with 4 torpedoes that could do good damage, and they're fast reloading with a 5-kilometer concealment. A little bit anemic cans, 3 of them. And I'm playing in division with the Valkyrie, a friend of mine that is doing the campaign for low tiers. And this is a standard victory map, 2 caps, and the map is small and I'm not used to it, so we pop up and I'm quite unprepared, even though I had my RPF seal clubbing. And the first ship we encounter is the Valkyrie. I try to torpedo it. You see the bad habits of a torpedo boat, but I hope you noticed the new players should notice the gray bar of the torpedo aiming indicator was not filled. It was only the outline, and this means that deep water torpedoes, like the ones that are on the Phra Ruang, will not be able to target and hit the destroyer. They are for bigger ships, ships with a bigger draft, deeper draft, I should say. Anyway, back to our game. So, new players should take note of that, because I have seen many times people in Asashius and other deep water torpedo ships trying to torpedo a destroyer. And if you're in a destroyer and you see deep water torpedoes coming your way, don't panic, don't change your course, because I have seen that as well. Anyway, back to our game. Here's our target of opportunity. Looks like if it is straight lining, waiting for my torpedoes to turn. I launch 2 torps there. I hope and I suspect that the Karlsruhe will continue to keep that course. And I turn my attention to the DD and the 2 battleships. I could start shooting. Oops, there we go, we lost her. We're down 2 ships. I could start shooting at the destroyer. However, she's at the edge of my range. So I would give up my position without being able to do any real damage. I don't believe I would. Maybe I would not even land a shell on the DD. Okay, that was nice. Back to port for him. Maybe he took the lesson, don't sail in a straight line. And again, you see, aiming the Valkyrie. I do that because I want to see speed and direction and everything, but you see this outline, it means that I cannot shoot. I smoke up and decide to engage with my guns, and my shooting is a bit wonky, and the red player is doing a good job with the WASD hack. It's really wiggling his ship. I try to catch his engines and rudder to incapacitate him. But with this level of aiming, I don't think I'll be able to do anything serious. Okay, speaking of the devil, I managed, he repaired immediately. You could see that from the smoke coming out of his funnels. And he's back in smoke. Most probably because he has lost quite a good amount of his health. He will fall back, and now I can start working on the Wyoming and the Dreadnought. this was a bad launch, and I held back the second torpedo. Look at the position of the Wyoming. He was having a course between the small islands, which for a big ship that cannot maneuver so easily is not a good place to be. Let's be serious now. And if he beached there, he would be at the mercy of our dreadnought. So, as you can see, he's changing his course to be angled towards the dreadnought. And I'm just observing how he's behaving. He's changing course a lot. I'm also trying to see what the dreadnought is doing. I'm not in the perfect angle to launch my troops. However, I'm not that bad. So I'll try to keep this position to their starboard side and go as much off the bow as that I can.
Engine boost deactivated.
And I'm trying to play on the edge of my detection range. Gives less time of torpedo travel, which means less opportunity or probability for them to change speed and course. So I can continue torping. I think he's going to turn out a little bit. So I just lead my torpedoes a little bit more. And now I will try to concentrate on the second battleship. You see how I maneuvered to get into a position that my torpedoes will land as vertical as possible. Let's say the angle of impact, if it is close to 90 degrees, the enemy target, the target, has a lot less opportunity to evade them, either by turning into them or turning out away from them. If your angle is steep, then he can turn in. If your angle is wide, then he can turn out. So the best you can do is just throw them at night. Try to be in a position where the angle will be as close to vertical as possible. This is what I'm trying to do here. I anticipate that he's going to turn out, and I lead a little bit more, trying to catch him at the end of his turn, but as you can see, he does a U-turn. He's changing course 180 degrees. He's trying to go dark and disengage. My teammate is trying to put him on fire.
Smoke generator started.
He gets one torpedo from the airplanes, so from the fighters, so I'm trying to contribute with my shells, trying to put him on fire. My aiming, even with this very big target, is still wonky. And since he's burning, a second fire that would stick could do a great deal of damage, but I don't feel lucky. I land a couple of shells on him, but no fires. Aiming at the bow. He put his fire out, and he's using his heel. And he's out of range. I'm trying to insist, but
Engine
now
boost
there is
activated.
with the puny damage that I can pull off with my guns, I will not manage to do anything. But I have my torpedoes ready. There is nowhere for him to go. So let's just watch and see how he's going to sail. It seems he'll try to pass outside from the two little islands in B1. So that's where I'll send my torps. And as he's coming out of a turn, he will be accelerating. So a little bit of lead is required to take into account for the acceleration. Not too much, because we're launching from a close distance. And I think these two torps are enough. Now, if you look at the minimap, two dreadnoughts in the back and one CV are moving away from the cap, and there is a U-buddy and a red destroyer, the Sokaze. We should not leave the cap alone. While the Sokaze can obliterate the dreadnought easily, at least staying in the cap or close by to be able to reset it. Okay.
Smoke generator started.
He survived. So let's start shooting again. And it seems that my aiming is still bad, but I do get my fire. And it seems that he cannot repair
Engine boost
or pop up a hill, and I get a second fire,
Smoke
and
screen set.
that's what you call I burnt him down. As I'm turning south to go for the red cap, I noticed that our dreadnought is rushing away. The Reds have put a ship into our cap and they started turning it. Our CV is trying to do something.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Doesn't look nice, so I'm not going to stick around and help my friend. I'll head back, try to reset, and we do have a margin. The CV is going for my friend. I don't think he's going to survive it. He's low health. So we simply must do something different, which is kill any ship that is in our cap now. We need the points, because if we lose the DD, the Valkyrie, the Vampire, then we will be losing serious points, and now our points are not taking. But looks like the Sokaze doesn't care about our cap so much. Okay, he has, I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. I don't know what would be going through his mind. The agility of the Sokaze allows him to dodge the CV a lot, blocking our points. My friend goes back to port. If the Sokaze was in cap, he would block the points, and maybe they would take also the point lead. Okay, now I know what he's doing. He's going for the CV. That's a very, 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 very bad habit. Oh, the U-buddy. The U-buddy is there. I'm trying to set a torping solution for him, trying to get closer to make sure that I'm going to hit him. because he's the main threat I have. If I am detected by the CV.
Smoke generator started.
But my dreadnought does a good job. I smoke up to avoid the planes. I don't know why I did it. I just spent one smoke. We have many smokes on the ship. And now I'll turn my attention again to the Sokaze, because we have two battleships that have absolutely zero anti-air. The enemy team has a CV, so most probably we're going to be losing both of them. And if we also lose our CV, it will be 1 against 3, and I will not be able to pull it out, no matter what. We need the points, and we also need to keep at least 2 of our ships alive if we are to win. I'm reassuring the CV that I'm coming to his help, even though he should have left a long time ago from that position. The east flank had collapsed. There was no ship there, and the outlines of 3 ships that had not been spotted, so he should have foreseen that they will be coming for him. I open fire. Oh, that was good RNG. 1 torpedo did not arm, so no damage done. Okay, let's fix our shooting now. It's getting more serious. Okay, incapacitated. He repaired. Next one will be problematic. Okay. Here's no health. Most probably we will take this engagement. The Sokaze has a battery load of 7 seconds, if I remember well. And very slow turrets, so every time he turns, okay.
Engine boost deactivated. Blown up.
Okay, now they need to take out 2 of our ships to win.
I owe you one.
They will have... Oh, here you go. Now we have 1.5 minutes on the clock, and a CV that can strike the dreadnoughts. They also have a battleship around their cap, so if they have eyes on the dreadnought, they might land a few good shots. The dreadnought has 0 AA, so the attack is guaranteed to have success. Time is short, so I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen here. We did what we could do. And that's also bad play from our battleship. He sails broadside to the Dante Alighieri. That's not wise. Why? He should have turned out and go towards the CV. He has some health. He needs more than 2-3 torpedo runs to do the job, but if he gets a good salvo from the red battleship, he could have sunk. I don't know. Okay, battle is finished. I hope the new players among my viewers will enjoy this low tier battle. It was fun for me playing it, and I don't get the opportunity to play low tiers often, so I really enjoyed it. And the Phra Ruang is a very, very good little ship. A shout out to my friend Hunter And bye bye. See you again.